Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Guile here, and welcome to another Supreme Commander Epic. That's right, it's the time of the week / month. Actually, it doesn't sound very good. Where we examine those replays that take a little bit longer and have all of the toys. And if it seems a little intimidating, well, fear not, because it's Average Joe's day today here at Guilecast. That's right, those masters of mediocrity. Actually, it's not. It's sort of Average Joe's. We've got mostly Average Joe's with a smattering of pros, but yeah, there's a decent mix, let's put it that way. First of all, though, I usually save it for the promotional series, which of course makes total sense, but for once I'm going to do it on an Epic. I want to do my little promotional bit, and usually on the promotional bit I say the same old sort of tired routine. You get to browse our vaults and I'll chat on our forums and yada yada yada, and yeah, that's all good and that's all true, but we've got a new player promotional counselor, excuse me, Anal9 or Anal9, apologies dude if you're watching, do let us know how to pronounce your name. And he's got his foot on the gas and finger on the pulse or whatever it may be. And he sent me this slide, and it basically just highlights all of the differences between what you're getting on the Steam client version, which is more or less kind of, I mean, it's not quite the original FA, but it's more or less the original FA, and what you get on FAF after 9 years of player-driven development. And just to run through it, I mean, it's pretty extraordinary. We look at it, we've got 16 player support. We allow reconnections after disconnect sometimes, it depends on the disconnect. Shared armies mode, more advanced AIs, definitely more advanced than they used to be. New co-op campaigns mode, so you can play with your friends, which is awesome. New Seraphim campaign, which I knew was in the pipeline, but I didn't know it was actually in a playable state yet. And I said, oh, I said to Anal9, I said that might make a good cast or something, or a good stream midweek. He's like, yeah, no, it's really hard. So make sure you play with competent people. So I don't know if he's blatantly talking about my talent there. 4K resolution support, modern UI overhaul, which is awesome. 8,000 maps in the Vault, active mapping team. The new improved map editor can personally vouch for is significant improvement. The adaptive maps, so they're different with different numbers of players, which is awesome. Randomly generated maps is actually a thing now, which it never used to be, which is absolutely insane. And yes, it really works. You want to get some tournaments of that coming your way soon, but sometimes they come out with crazy things where you can't actually get to your opponents, so you're going to have to attack with drops. I knew that was going to happen. The sound's running out in the background there, but that just shows how much there is. 250k accounts, not all active, admittedly. 436 years of playtime. We've had tutorials, casters, tournaments, cash prizes. We've rebalanced everything. Hundreds of bug fixes, bugs, and what have you. Teleport symbols, tech upgrades, rebalance. Auto downloads your maps and your mods when you start a game. We've got an in-game tutorial system. The replays are saved and searchable. Reclaim view, that shift in control, which will allow you to see all the reclaim hotspots when you first come in and allow you to make the most of the map. One-click mass storages, rebindable hotkeys, QR upgrades, view team upgrade progress, view team economy, view unit build range, more unit stats, visible reload progress. Minimap's been fixed, which is awesome. Didn't actually know it was broken, but there you go. Auto assigned teams, and then you've got nomads as work in progress. You've got nomads. Basically, it's a playable faction now, and we're going to be doing a cast with Exotic Retail, one of the devs for Nomad soon, so check out that, look out for that in the pipeline. Team Matchmaker, and of course Galactic War, Shed a Tear. Not actually sure if that's in the pipeline or not, but it bloody well should be. And if any of the devs are watching, pull your fingers out, sons and daughters, because that needs to be a thing again. That was, I don't know why they pulled it. It was amazing. And it was definitely playable, but hopefully someone will breathe new life into it once again. But anyway, that's enough of that. If you're still playing on Steam, what are you doing? Come join us, why not? And if you're not playing at all, trust me, there's hundreds of players. I know it's a steep learning curve, but there's hundreds of players online regularly at all levels. So come in, start a game, put noob in the title, and away you go. All right, that's enough of that. As we said, it's going to be custom 4v4, and it's going to go down on Setons Clutch. I'm ready. You guys are ready, and the players are ready. So let's go on over to the game zone and see how they're going to get on. Ka-ching. Instant loading. That's what we like to see. We know what we're dealing with here. This will be Team 1 up here at the top. This will be Team 2 down here at the bottom, going first for Team 1 rearguard air position. It's Orond, and he's going Seraphim in baby blue. opening first land. Over at the cliffs for Team 1, we have Captain Mouse in mellow yellow. He's going Aeon, and he's opening first air. And he's putting PGen just all over the place. Team member number 3 at the causeway. It's Mr. Science 1-on-1, our first Cybrin Cybergoth of the day, and he is opening first land in baby pink. And at the beach, last but not least for Team 1, it's Foley. He's going UEF, opening first land in Elephantine Grey. So there we have it for Team 1. Let's check out Team 2. Rearguard air position. Protect is rocking it in UEF. Interesting choice, going Ferrari red, going first land. Team member number 2 for Team 2 at the cliffs in breast cancer awareness pink. Another Cybergoth for today, another Cybrin. It's a purple gin, and he is opening first land, second air. Team member number 3 at the causeway, already on his way in towards the middle. It's Mize, another Cybrin, going first land, this time in Hallie Orange. And last but not least, in Vivacious Violet, it's the 11, or the 311, but we're going to call him the 11, and he's going UEF, opening first land. So there we have it. Game quality at 91%, which is pretty good, and we're happy enough with that. The players range it from 1300s. Actually, no, sorry, there's 1200 there in Captain Mouse, and then a couple of 1300s, and Foley bringing up the team totals for Team 1, a whopping 2300. So he is the player to watch over here at the beach. If he doesn't win Top Ocean, well, it is going to be a shock, because he's facing off against Purple Gin, a 1400 down here. So he's got his hands full, sir. Team 2, a much more condensed range there of global ranking totals, so a lot more consistency expected from them. No major carries, but highest rated players, the 11 there on 1700. Players moving in towards the middle on the causeway. This is the third time I've tried to do this replay, and it's crashed various times. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully that's not a new issue that's developing with some of the replays that I have to then get involved with the devs in, because yeah, I don't have a lot of hair left, but I'm going to start ripping it out. I'm going to have to move on to my eyelashes soon, and that's going to be unpleasant. So it'll be better for everyone if this replay just plays ball and gets on with it. Scout planes out from both players there on Team 1. We've got transports loading up there from Foley, and indeed down the bottom. So the two beach players are going for their opponents' sidelines. We call them their opponents because they are, of course, closer to the cliffs. That is the natural expansion you would expect to get from the cliffs. It's harder for the beaches to get them because they've got longer to travel. But there they go. And so on board here, we've got what looks like 3 engineers and a couple of labs, and an identical pretty much setup by the looks of things from both players, from both Foley and 311, coming across from the beaches with the same 3 engineer, 2 labs setup. We do have a transport coming in, a chariot from Captain Mouse with 4 engies on board. No offensive weaponry though. He's going to make landfall first, assuming he doesn't really mess up and get shot down by this Inti, but no problems there. All 4 engineers get onto the ground and immediately start work on a land factory. The problem is that the transport that's inbound has labs on board. It's going to act like a get-a-gunship, hover over the top and start shooting some of the engineers. Needs to get offloaded though, because 2 defending interceptors from Captain Mouse doing their work and might actually get a kill here. Nope. Offloaded. Transport will go down, but he won't worry about that. He's killed all of the engineers and will now start to work on killing off the land factory. Gets the mech marines to open up and engineers to start reclaiming. The land factory spits out an Aurora. The mech marines take care of that and manage to keep the 3 engineers alive. And that is a steal on the ground there for the 311. Yeah, Foley had a much easier ride, completely uncontested from Purple Gin, got set up, dropped 2 engineers off, and they built a factory, and then he took the 2 mech marines over, and one of the engineers as well, over here to start causing mischief and start capping the mexes. Mech marines tearing their way inland now, looking for more trouble as interceptors tangle over the top of Purple Gin's base. Checking in on the causeway, which is usually where we check most of the action out early doors on a Setons game, but we just haven't had a chance because of all the interesting stuff that's been happening at the fringes of the map. So Mize has taken a bit of a battering and has eaten some nearly 4,000 hit points worth of damage on the comm. checking out who's done better on the reclaim side of things. Mize has pulled in 5.3, and who's at the front there? Mr. Science has pulled in 4.3. So Mize for Team 2 has done better on the scoopage front, but it's all to play for. We've still got plenty of wrecks dotted around as these two start going toe-to-toe. Science hoovering up more mass. Mize looking predominantly to even up the hit point game just a little bit. Both of these guys with Mantis back up now in play. Science with slightly more units than Mize. Mize doing the right thing, focusing down the Mantis first. Needs to be careful as he drops below 40% health. He's not far off going into the red here. Can get really cocky on Setons because you're so close to the water. Can lull you into a false sense of security. Down into the red, sub 2,000 hit points now, but his Mantis have turned up en masse. And Science is distracted enough with that Mize is going to be able to back away into the ocean. Another empty transport heading over towards the side island for the 11. Naval Yard online for Foley, just off at that side island. And he is way ahead of Purple Gin on that side of things, who has yet to start work on any naval yards. So that transport now loading up with a similar mix before, although we've actually got 2 engineers on board, 2 labs and 2 Lobos by the looks of things. Fighters being sent out to screen over here, so he's going for a drop at the beach down here. There isn't a land factory already established there for Captain Mouse. Offloaded, Mech Marine's going to kill off the engineers, and now those Lobos are going to significantly add to the damage of those forces against the structures. And that is provoking a response from Captain Mouse, which he's right to do, pulling his comm. Needs to get down there and sort that out firsthand. And things have cooled off on the causeway. Upgrade on the way for Mize, who's looking to replenish his HP and get some turtling power going. Mantis going to assist. People forget just how useful that extra ability is in a pinch. Want to get something upgraded quickly and you have a load of Mantis. They don't do nearly the same amount of production power as engineers do, but when you've got enough of them, they certainly make an impact. Captain Mouse getting an anti-air turret. I don't know if that's the right call. He needs to be getting down there and shutting this down ASAP. There's another drop inbound. Where's that going? That's veering off in towards the main base. So the 11, well aware that the comm is en route down here to take care of this, is now dispatching another drop to make problems for Captain Mouse in the main base. Whether or not it'll work or not, though, I don't know. Yet to offload. He's taken some damage. Seems to have temporary control of the airways for the time being. Is now moving further north. Where's he going? So he's going all the way up here. Wants to make another base further inland. That's directly in the path of the stream of units, though, heading south from Oron. It's coming to assist Captain Mouse in dealing with the issues down here. Landfall made. We'll check back in with that in just a second, or we might just stick with it for a moment to see them get wasted. So that did not come to fruition as the 11 would have intended. But this is a mistake, and I don't know if it's because that other drop has confused Mouse a little bit, but he should have been right down here shutting this down. We've now got 2 T1 PDs, another factory nearly complete, and another one queued up behind it. Should be taking personal command of this situation with his comm and sorting it out. Purple Gin tried to go for a naval yard. The engineers that built it on the distance build from the cliff probably got whacked by these thunderheads, and the naval yard died not long after. So Jin, for the time being, locked into the main landmass, locked out of the naval game, with Foley, the 2300, on his doorstep, pumping out naval vessels. This is a bad position to be in here for Purple Gin. Definitely far from ideal. Just don't know why he hasn't got in. I just think he's giving too much respect. He's looking at the global rankings and he's intimidated. He should have gone in by now. He should have shut this down. The longer this goes on, the harder time he's going to have. But we're beginning to see the classic Setons wheeling action take shape. Top pond looks like it's going Foley's direction. Bottom pond looks like it's going the 11's direction. Checking quickly with our air players. We're always quiet for the first 10 or 15 minutes of the game. Protect launching his first couple of ASFs. Almost directly in sync there with Orond, who has a couple of ASFs, a couple of spy planes. Torpedo bombers, the only method that Jin has now to hit back at these naval forces of Foley. Defensive measures being taken by the Causeway players. The Great Causeway Wall moving east to west. Much like Trump's, although this one's significantly more likely to get finished. Cerberus turrets lurking behind them. He's got land factory on the other side of it, so he can reinforce in front. Interesting tactical missile upgrade on the way for Foley, who's brought his comm all the way over here. That's pretty risky, especially since he's seen torpedo bombers lurking around over here. Purple Jim was to get a read on that somehow. Spy plane passing overhead or something from Orond. Not Orond, sorry, from Protect. Going to mass some torpedo bombers and go straight for the comm, but he's in play and he's going to start causing all kinds of problems with that ACU-based tactical missile. The reach on that looks like he's going straight after the core T2 mexes. Purple Jin is not going to have a fun game, I don't think. There goes one. Second one inbound. He needs to get TMD up ASAP. He's going to find himself producing 2 mass in no time. Is it 2 mass or 1 mass that the ACU produces? Something minuscule. It's a T3 mechs. Ouch. Downed in one from that ACU missile. Purple Djinn down to 48 mass per tick now, short stacking the entire field. And there's plenty more vulnerable mexes. He's in danger of being completely wiped out here, having his whole economy trashed. Torpedo bombers being pinged. Not sure if that's a warning to Foley. Checking back in with the catastrophe at the cliffs for Team 1. Captain Mouse never moved in, and now he has a major issue. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 T1 PDs. We've got T1 anti-air in here. We've got a whole bunch of Lobos. It's got basically more T1 spam here than Captain Mouse does. And what's going on over here? A Sparky drop in the main base. Captain Mouse getting ruined. Absolutely ruined here. Immediately starts work on a plasma cannon. Trying to get a shield gen up. There's a fervor over here that's causing problems. T1 bombers might save the day. Shield does go up. That was so close to being knocked down. Just took a couple of bombers to land flushly on those Sparkies, and this wouldn't have been a problem. Captain Mouse pulling in the comm now. Can he get another T1 PD before the comm turns up? Both Cliff players getting absolutely wrecked in this game inside 20 minutes. But the shield finally goes down. So many fervors in here that were being stacked up to combat that problem down here. Are these going to start moving out is the question. I wouldn't be surprised. Took out one of the core mass. Less damaging than it first looks on paper. Check on the mini-map, you can see Foley's moving his comm away. I guess he was concerned about the number of torpedo bombers that were amassing on the shore for Purple Djinn, so my fears for him were unfounded, it turns out. Captain Mouse moves in and manages to evict the 11, but now he's got problems moving out from the canyon over here, and he's got problems in the sea as well. He's operating off an entirely T1 Navy. There is T2 in the form of Salem's under production over here, belonging to the Causeway player, Mr. Science. Well, it's not a given at all that that first ship will make it off the production line. It's about 40% done, and that should be priority target number 1 for these vessels. We've got 3 destroyers in here. Engineers assisting that, slowly getting popped. So it's not his first Salem. He has a couple of Salems already that were helping push on the Causeway. Mantis on the Causeway going to pick up a T2 Mex there. Kill off a bunch of opposing Mantis, but they're not going to get much further. There's T2 PD, there's hoplites in there. Ouch. But that headquarters for Mr. Science down and out. Only 1 naval yard remaining as well for Captain Mouse. Does have a couple of tied torpedo launchers, 3 to be precise. These destroyers could cause all sorts of problems, and now there are governors off the coastline here, just launching cruise missiles in at Captain Mouse's core mass. Things just go from bad to worse over here. Speaking of bad to worse, let's check in on the cliffs on the other side of the map, and the situation isn't much prettier for Team 2. Purple Jin has Governor missiles raining down on him. Has got a TMD up, working on some more, but can't seem to build zappers quickly enough. Let's compare the two cliff players and see how badly they've been hit between them. Purple Jin is on 37 mass per tick, and that is without a power lock. And Captain Mouse is on 47, also Commander without a power lock. Attack. So but it's not a pretty picture, whichever team you're on, for a cliff player right now. I don't know where Foley moved his comm to. Did he take it all the way back? Yes, he did. Foley home safe and sound. I like that. Came in, assassinated all of the mass, more or less. Most of the upgraded stuff, and then bugged right out to safety. Definitely sensible play. My God, would you look at all the factories that the 11 has spammed up. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 land factories down here now, just spamming out Lobos. Captain Mouse forced to get a gun upgrade in the hope to contend with this. He's got a lot of Auroras coming in though. Got his own spam, which is doing nicely. Mai's harassing. Trying to build more factories. What they really need down here, if they want to stay, is some tech. Get some proper point defense in there, some shields. But the 11's probably not too worried. Even if it ultimately doesn't survive down here, it's going to continue to buy him room to continue to harass. He's got control of the bottom pond completely. And now he's lobbing missiles indiscriminately at both of these two bases. New naval yards under construction though from Mr. Science at the causeway. Mize needs to recognise the danger. He's got his Salem here that's taking down these engineers bit by bit with the torpedoes, and now they're straying into view. It's going to be able to kill off a lot more of them. Is there a lack of intel in the middle for him? Well, he's seen it now. He might be under pressure over here, Mr. Science, but he seems to be faring pretty well against Mize on the causeway. Mize has got his own problems from Foley down here. So that gun upgrade completed for Captain Mouse. And Foley has airdropped his comm in. He says, enough of this business. We need you off our land. Starting work on his own triads. So this is probably going to spell the end for the 11's little place down here. He has got tech down here now, but just not quite developed enough. Didn't get it in time. Certainly going to struggle to hold back two comms with a point defense creep. One with a double gun upgrade. Foley still has his attack missile launcher as well, so he can promptly deal with that T2 HQ at the front there if he wanted to. T2 upgrade on the way for the 11, back at base. Let's check out ASF numbers quickly. So ASF numbers from Protect on Team 2. Got 112 around for Team 1, sitting on 85. So Team 2 potentially a stronger sitting air force. one valiantly trying to dip their toes into the bottom pond. Mr. Science with his other naval yard up here, of course, with that dreadful Cybran naughty walkie tech. Foley setting up some cover for the two comms. Tactical missile defense to shoot down these mobile missiles as they come in, and more triads to boot. This is not looking great for the 11, but he's pulled all of his vessels over here, so closer they get to the shoreline, the harder it's going to be. And we have got like 1, 2, 3, 4 governors spamming missiles inbound. That's, even with all of these buzz kills, they're struggling to keep up with them. Slowly building more all the time. So it's an interesting little micro battle that's developing in this small corner of the map. Give you an idea of what they can reach, these destroyers. That's the line. Captain Mouse don't want to stray too far forward of that with his comm. 12,000 hit points can fall incredibly quickly against naval vessels. Purple Djinn would be nice to kill Foley on the rock. I'm sure you want Foley dead. Look what he's doing to you. Of course, this being Setons. Many fairies about to die. Full share will undoubtedly be on. Foley backing up out of shield cover. I wonder where he's off to. Just moving further back, has set up a little fire base, a place for Captain Mouse to fight from, although it looks like he's moving backwards as well. Don't often see such a commitment to an invasion like this, but it is nice to see. Very often you get these little bases that go up and they're just a harassment technique. And they're happy to let them go rather than expend too many resources holding on to them. But the ASF's Tangle, and it looks like that might be going better for Protect, who we said a while ago had the larger air force, and that's gone really well. Oron just got wiped out. And that's interesting, considering there's a horde of Stingers inbound, T2 gunships on their way to that battle that's raging over in the eastern section. Shield's still alive. There's not much in the way of anti-air firepower, so where are these comms? Well, so Foley's dropped back here. He's built one SAM, working on another. Just shows you the initiative that these pros have. He's well aware what's gone down. He's well aware that they just lost air control, and therefore wants to protect his commander. He's getting straight to work on aerial defenses. 3 SAMs. Shield gen. Might be worth getting the shield gen up now. It stopped on that SAM for some reason and cancelled the shield gen. Captain Mouse, like a true mouse, is just hidden. Well, I don't know how many mice hide underwater, but hidden away nonetheless. And who knew? Gunships, the UEF, equipped with flotation devices. Special water retarded engines. GF engineers, masters. Masters they are. Has that always been the case? They've always been able to land on water. I seem to remember them having to hover. Maybe that's just me. It's probably been that way for about 6 years. Why wasn't that an Isle 9 slide, if that's the case? But check this out. Broadswords as well. See, this is what I remember them doing. I don't remember them landing on water like that. I remember them doing this. Like some deranged loony doing circles in the white padded cell. But that's a lot of damage. Air to ground. Potentially, if they get to use them. Where are they going? Are all of these comms safe? Mr. Science certainly isn't. If he can get in there in time, might be able to snag a kill there. They're heading over to the main base. Even if they don't go for a comm kill, they can make a royal mess of things over here. Gunships inbound, lock on to Mr. Science main base. In comes Orant's aerial response. I'm not sure what Protector's waiting for, why he hasn't sent his in. He's waiting for them to mingle around the first set of gunships. The main force of gunships is sitting back here, but Orant is hit to the threat and is sending his main force of ASFs to cover over the top. He realised that that was a decoy. Another set of Stingers inbound up the causeway in the middle of the map. Up at the top we've got a strategic bomber lurking as well. So another split attack. One group coming in over here, working on mexes and engineers. Orant will engage those and probably get wiped out. The main force of broadswords moving forward, and they're going to get hit really hard. One solid pass will pick up a lot there, but again, he promptly stands good chance of getting his ASFs wiped out. But look how many broadswords he took out. Only 5 or so remaining. So many air factories though. These guys replenishing their force so quickly. More Stingers over here, this time going after a T3 mech, but there's a lot of flak in here now. And that T3 mech will survive. Mize has brought his Salems all the way up, and they've sprouted their legs and are now moving inland. Really is annoyingly useful. Being sent in all the time. So 31 minutes down, all players still in it to win it. Each team has won a pond, but unquestionably the cliff player who's suffering the most right now is Captain Mouse. 45 mass per tick. Purple Djinn, although he seems to have more general territory, not faring that much better. He's on 55. This could be interesting. Strategic missile submarines on the field. One there and one in the middle of the pond. What happened to that Sinatha? Seraphim strategic bomber that was lurking up there. It's either been shot down or redirected somewhere. Captain Mouse taking some damage there. It's on 3,400. Had to evac, of course, because these Salems have torpedo capabilities. It's probably what's laid the majority of that damage over here. We've got an attack ping going down. Lots of missiles streaming in towards Foley. That seems to be priority number one. And check out the gunships that are amassing over the bottom pond. Let's just do another quick ASF count. 204 ASFs now for Protect on Team 2. Arond, who will be defending this next attack, is on 78. So if he screens properly, there's every chance that these gunships can get in to do some serious damage. Maybe take out a comm or two. These two comms in very close proximity. Captain Mouse badly damaged. You just need to break through the shields and get a couple of seconds of fire down on him, and that'll be it. Foley, pretty chunky 4-star comm at 21,000 hit points. And what kind of anti-air have we got in here? Well, we've got some flayers in there. We've got some air cleaners, flak and SAMs. And Mr. Science steadily building emplacements with a support commander over towards the problem area. And this is undoubtedly the problem area right now. Arond, I think, will be happy to sacrifice his air once again just to kill as many of these gunships as he can, in the hope that the ground-based defenses will do the rest. So I don't know if that's the same strat bomber or another one that's just been produced. Hasn't got any kills yet, but it's lining up for a bombing run over at Purple Gin. Going for all sections there on the coast. Why not? It looked like a deadly signature on radar, in all fairness, in his defense. I guess that is the point. So interesting. Didn't fancy assaulting that position, which is rapidly turning into a nightmare. Absolute nightmare. Defensively or offensively. An offensive nightmare, a defensive dream. Decent amount of gunships for Mize, but they just landed in a very ill-advised place. Took a whole volley of missiles from the governors down here, which are very large in number. And let's just say, Mize, down to one mass per tick. His base is gone. So yeah, qualification from earlier. It's one mass that the ACU puts out. And what can you do with that? Well, the answer is sweet FA. Sweet FAF. Fighter bombers in the mix. Broadswords coming in from behind. ASF's tangle. Arond targets the broadswords first of all. It's the only move he can make. He's got to keep those comms safe. Oh, wow. Foley, why are you so far out of your shield? It looks like he was working on a new bit of base. He needs to get into shield cover ASAP. Oh, it could be lovely. Shield collapses, eats a whole load of Janus fire. A nuke goes off in the background from the strategic missile submarines. We'll check in with that in just a second. Foley very close to getting into shield cover, but that shield is nearly dead as well. He does get inside it. Starts working on more shield coverage. He's only got 8,000 hit points. Shield goes down. He eats a whole load of napalm. Desperate to get that next piece of shield coverage up. Captain Mouse nearby. Probably could have helped him a little bit. Shield does go up, but promptly gets knocked out immediately. Foley down into the red. More gunships show up and then die immediately. 2,500 hit points. Another round of broadswords coming in. Protect playing this beautifully, not going in all at once. 1,500. 1,000, gets in the shield again, it collapses. 700, 600, one more shield left, 400 hit points remaining. Another round of Janus inbound, another shield, he gets inside, it collapses. Foley goes down. What? Protect in local chat expletives and then goes, oh, never mind, you died anyway. That was insane. Beautiful layered offense there from Protect. Did you see that? He wasn't sending everything in all at once, sending it in waves, holding them back. Every time Foley got inside another shield, it collapsed and got taken down. Well, there you go. That looked like a nightmare offensively, but it just shows you if you have enough toys to throw out of the pram at your opponent, eventually one's going to hit him. No matter how many shields, how much flak you got. Foley taken down. He had 21,000 hit points, remember, on that comm. It didn't help him that he got caught out up here so far out of shield cover. He got a little bit cocky there, but that is bad for Team 1. That's their 2300 rated player. They're now operating purely off Joe's. 1 1200, 2 1300s in there, and they're fighting off against 311, who's pushing further up at the cliffs all the time. More spam coming out of these factories from ever before. Full share is of course on, so somewhere some poor fairy has died from terminal yeast infection. Now there's a summit in the mix. Under Mr. Science control, lobbing artillery in at those epoxy Cybran shields. Those of you who only like to watch the game but don't play it, they're not epoxy because I'm racist against Cybrans. They are just epoxy because Cybran shields are epoxy. They're just not great. They will have to be upgraded 500 times before they become effectual. Not known for their defensive prowess, Cybrans. A couple of Ravagers in what was that major defensive outpost for Foley. A couple of Ravagers left, getting work done. The state of this in here. So we never actually checked in to see what happened with that nuke. Did it land anywhere? It came out of one of these strategic missile subs. Mass killed 66.7k, so I'm assuming it landed somewhere. Doesn't say any actual kills though. Don't see a nuclear crater. So Mr. Science snuck in a whole load of land factories at the southern part of the causeway there. Taking a lot of fire. What's Mize up to? Mize on his Todd, still producing one mass. Essentially, now very limited impact on the game. So, although Foley's out, Mize is muted. So, it's kind of like a 3v3. Not much you can do about it. And on the flip side, all of Foley's base and everything and his eco is all intact and in the hands of Mr. Science, who is now putting out 538 mass per tick. A Rond is on 487, looks like. Could be reclaim related, so it's hard to say. It's bouncing up and down between the two. He's having some power issues, but it looks like it might be around 487. You can see Team 1 at least 100 to 150 mass. It's varying up on Team 2, and nearly 200,000 mass in total over the course of the game. So Team 1 has been causing all kinds of problems, but could this be the can opener that finally busts open the hellish bean-ridden can of doom at the cliffs, full of all of its flatulent, inducing goodness? Certainly should be given a go order right now. It's not doing anything for his image standing there. Should just be sent forward, but gets locked onto by Mize. Where is Orond? Orond reacts, as does Protect. It's not going to take too long to chew through a Monkey Lord. Decent number of stingers in there. Can at least shoot back. Protect not going straight in. He's going to let Orond engage first. There's the engage. It's going to be another opportunity to try and wipe out Team 1's Air Force. Orond picks off all but one Stinger. The Monkey Lord should be able to handle that, and I really don't understand why he's just not going in and cleaning this out. I mean, he's very, very concerned about what's going on here, admittedly. Protect, I suppose, showed us his layered attacks perfectly with finishing off Foley, so actually Mr. Science playing it pretty cool and much better than I would. He's going to hide it in the sea instead. Definitely the most sensible option, keeping his eye on the air. But look at this. Just look at what's happened. Engineers dropped in by the 11, just spamming out T1 factories everywhere. This is proper epicosity right here. You don't always get true level epicosity in Setons. It's not a given, although it does seem to provide it more often than any other map. He's still getting work done with the vessels that he has. Strolled straight up the causeway with 4 Salems and just lobbing plasma in that direction. And that looked like it was a land HQ that bit the dust there. There's even a stream of Lobos coming up with them from the 11, who is definitely MVP for Team 2. Foley was doing amazingly up until he got picked off, but great air work so far from Protect. He's been playing amazingly in that position. Orond just hasn't been able to get in front with ASF numbers. Every engage seems to have gone Team 2's way. Engineers being airdropped in to make the most of the mass, assuming they don't eat a bunch of cruise missiles from over here. There are governors lining up on the edge of the causeway there. So there's now 2 Monkey Lords guarding the mouth to the cliffs here. T1 spam is not going to break through that, but the longer this goes on, of course, all the time, all the while it's going on, Captain Mouse locked out of his economy, so he's essentially down and out. Purple Djinn struggling so hard to try and get some of his base back. He's got TMD up, but now he's got summits increasing in number down here. What's he doing down here? So this is an interesting development. It's going to take him a long while with the eco he's got, but if he can at least get one of those and move it towards the cliffs, he might be able to start blapping some of these vessels in the bay here. Support commanders joining the fray from Mr. Science. Starting to get to that stage of the game. 42 minutes gone. And those Salems there who've made their way up the causeway from Mise, continuing to push deeper into enemy territory. It's a decent amount of firepower, but this could be problems for them. Fat Boy joins the fray from Mr. Science. Came in here from the main base. All of the talking in the world while the 11 went for a bio break by the looks of things. This is hard. Threats coming in from here. It's pulling reinforcements over in that direction. I don't know about that. It's not a threat with that Fat Boy there. It's going to take that out. There's yet more spam issues on the way as another set of factories are set up down here. from the 11, who's just been a nuisance ever since he dropped at this island and then burrowed in here. He has not let go. What's going on down here? So Mai's on a T3 upgrade under the water. Summit just eating ungodly amounts of missile fire from the other side of the causeway. Captain stubbornly, defiantly refusing to target anything except engineers in the distance. They're taking huge amounts of fire, missile-based fire from boats that I could probably hit with a stone if I was standing on the deck of that Summit. Oh, that's painful. Just painful. Still, nice pick up there from the 11. And now, another wave of Janus. Look at them. Just look at them. So the target's going to be the Monkey Lords, quite possibly. Or are they going to go deeper? No, Monkey Lords out. They're splitting their focus, going after both simultaneously. Huge amounts of napalm. It's a screenshot of the week right there. Damn. Took care of both of them or one of them? Both of them. Sickness. And what's more, he kept most of them as well. So just picked up 2 free Monkey Lord kills. Let's check out a Rond. See, the trouble is, oh my god, he's got 500 now ASF, so I thought I saw them in chat say Arond has more air, and he definitely does. There's 236 ASFs now for Protect. Arond has had a bad experience after bad experience in fighting Protect down here. If he'd engaged there, he'd have wiped him. Arond needs an air win, and he needs to start directing it, that advantage, to assist his team, because right now this is not looking good with 311 pushing as deep as he is from the cliffs here. Mai's on 3 mass per tick now, desperate for more eco, airlifting some engineers in to harvest some of the wrecked destroyers that he lost a moment ago. Captain Mouse at the edge of the lake, now face to face with some of the spam that's inbound on his comm.
Strategic launch detected.
Huge quantities of point defense though. Going up around the ponds, defending, and where's that nuke going? So it's come out of Arond's missile subs over here, and it looks like he's trying to sneak it in.
Strategic launch detected.
Down the back and go after Protect, who is working on a Mavor with a lot of assistance with rover drones there from the 11. But it looks like it might be well covered. Well, that SMD is now empty, and there's a second nuke inbound. Is there more? There's another one there. That's got 1 in it, and that's got 2 in it. So lots of strategic missile defense. Should be good. Save a massive barrage of nukes all fired at once. We have got 3 more strategic missile submarines up here. Another one inbound. That's probably not going to. We've got another 2 up here from Iran. So mass nukes on the cards, if not now, then later on in the game. Checking back in with what's happening over here. Team 1 definitely cannot afford to allow that Mavor to go online with everything that's going on
detected
over here. And they seem well aware of that fact. Another double nuke out from Arond. More or less the same place, just looking to clip with the blast radius that Mavor and hopefully avoid any SMDs that might be further off down here, or there's another one over here. That range is probably that kind of area there. There we go. Both shot down. None left in here now. None left in the forward one. There was one more at the back, which has one in it. So 2 more nukes in the same sort of place, or maybe even closer in, and they can take out that Mavor. Question is, what have they got? Nada, nothing, not a sausage. So, unless I've missed one. No, it doesn't look like it. So Mavor survives for the time being. Question is, will it complete? It's getting damn close to completion, that's for certain. But it's not well shielded. And Arond has moved, if you look on the mini-map, has moved his fighters into the top pond there, and he's got some strats lurking behind it. Looks like that's going to be their next play, and it's not well shielded. I fear for Team 2's burgeoning penis of doom.
Strategic launch detected.
Another nuke out. Got to be careful firing it from there, although that looks like it's going in across the way. Had he fired it down towards the Mavor, Mavor probably would have clipped that, but all of that infrastructure that Purple Djinn had done so well to try and keep in play throughout the game has finally gone up, and I'm wondering if we're going to finally see some incursion at the cliffs now from Team 1. 7,660 hit points out of 8,000. Strategic bombers circling. Arond clearly doesn't feel he's got the numbers yet. Now with that all cleaned out, an air skirmish over the top here could only really benefit Team 1. Incoming fire from the cruisers, and of course, assuming Arond still has more air, he's producing more all the time. Disgusting amounts of fighters. And look at all of the cruisers down here. There was that megalith he was producing earlier, locking onto the summit. Bulwark ships coming into cover. Just a little too late to save that lead summit though. And here we go. Fighters inbound, bombers lined up behind them, just the other side of the side island. Luckily all those governors there belonging to Arond were moved up to the corner. Arond going to try and engage. We'll miss the fighters, but we'll definitely clean up the torpedo bombers. Bombers now inbound, and that's going to run headlong into protect other air wing. Arond pulls his fighters back. Bombers break off. Arond gets what looks like a pretty good engage. All those ASFs are going to fly over the top of those governors as well. That will be a nice little win there. Needs to turn around and engage that other group. This isn't great from Protect. He's been pretty flawless so far this game, but that was a bad run. There's still a lot of ASFs down here, though. Will that provoke a Rond into sending the bombers straight in? There are a lot of SAMs on the ground here. A whole row of Myrmidons. This support commander for Purple Djinn's building more all the time, but the Mavor is up and lobbing shells up towards the other end of the map, going straight deep if you look on the mini-map towards Aron's base. I don't want to miss this snipe attempt as Team 1 try and take out the artillery. Aron isn't going to wait anymore. I don't think this is going to go well for him. Bombers are split. Fighter cover a ways off. That lead group of bombers is toast. Protect will lose all of his fighters in this, but he's going to kill more than enough bombers. I don't think a single bomber is likely to get through. Got all the support commanders building SAMs. Nope. No dice. More strap bombers being lined up, but look at what's been happening. Now, Team 1 are nicely spread out. Woo! Janus is again. Protect taking the opportunity to hit back while Aron's fighters are busy up the other end of the map. Aron pulls his fighters away. That could be dicey. But look what they've managed to do, though. The 11 is almost completely taken out here. Broadswords from Mr. Science, coupled with the T1 spam. Captain Mouse
Strategic
could
launch
possibly
detected.
stand to get his base back. Tall order. Another couple of nukes out. They're going to drop short this time, try and take out all of these air
Strategic
defenses
launch
that have
detected.
recently been built.
Strategic launch detected.
2 more nukes out. It's a lot of nuclear base firepower. Purple Djinn's close to this one, just outside the blast radius. Looked like he got nicked a little bit, perhaps. Those ones coming in from the bay are in range of that one down here that had 4 anti-nuke missiles in it. And so the Mavor persists, and it's getting more shield coverage all the time. All of the engineers assisting the SMDs. Quick! Mize, you dark horse. Mize, I must assume purely through Reclaim, we saw him on a T3 upgrade there, has produced a Monkey Lord under the water. Purely from scavenging Reclaim with his engineers. Hoovering up stuff.
Strategic launch detected.
Another couple of nukes out. They are desperate to take out this Mavor, and I really don't blame them. That's been redirected for a while. Off up towards some of the mass fabs up here. That's a big chain reaction. Ouch. Around, what's that done to? That's wiped out his power. Looked like they were about to sneak a couple of missiles in, but nope. Strategic missile defenses are holding up. Oh. Gorgeous. Just gorgeous. I want one. I'm not sure what for exactly, but I must have one. So So many T2 mass fabs. Oh, but you hit one of them and that is it. Good night. Good night, good night. Is it Shirley Bassey that sang that? Other chicks that did Bond movies anyway. All of this tactical missile defense in the world, and it's keeping up with the spam, in fairness. But the 11 has dropped off since getting ousted from here. Production has ceased over this side, and actually doesn't seem to be firmly in command anymore. It hasn't been pumping out more vessels. I mean, it's not in danger of losing the bottom pond. Stingers versus huge quantities of thistles. Captain Mouse really just hasn't got off T1 this entire game. It's been a purely Tech 1 game for him, which is peculiar. And that Monkey Lord that Mize managed to cobble together, I still don't understand how he did it. He must have harvested all of the mass required for reclaim, but it's now on the move. Interesting to see how deep he can get and what damage he can cause. Aron's comms all the way up here. That would be surprising, shall we say, if he manages to do that. Now, bit by bit, that Mavor is dismantling Team 1. Another SMD down, another P-Gen down. Aron's power locked out of the wazoo, which is a terrible place to get power locked out of, as you well know. Producing just about 354 mass. That's obviously not representative of his actual eco, but with the power lock. So he's been well and truly muted right now. However, Mr. Science landed huge quantities of SCUs, SACUs, support commanders. Has a Monkey Lord tearing things up over here, and Purple Djinn is on the run from it. Oh, there was another one right over there, but Protect managed to literally protect Purple Djinn as it was bearing down on that comm. There is another one back here, but Purple Djinn's got his megalith. Should be able to keep that commander alive, but that was close, man. Very, very close indeed. Still the Mavor shells rain down, but it's just so spread out. Playing Hearts of Iron 4, he's gone for decentralized production tree. Just takes so long for a single artillery piece, even one of that level of awesomeness, to chew through. Strats roll off the conveyor. As Aron managed to sort out his eco yet? Nope, not on your Nelly. And all of his mass fab farms are paused as well. Just has lost all of his P-gens. It's queued one up here, but it's at this stage of the game where everything is so fragmented. There's skirmishes happening all over, and you've lost everything. It's so hard to get mentally re-established and work out where to go next. Mr. Science queuing up a bank of Cerberus turrets to help fend off this megalith. Oh, and there's Ravagers back here as well. I think that Megalith is going down. And they're going to rep, just at insult to injury, they're going to rep the Monkey Lord while it's ionizing. Actually, Garl, it's a microwave laser. Microwave radiation is non-ionizing. Thanks, Bill. Thanks for weighing in. Feel free to come back. Team 1 just can't seem to figure out a way to deal with this Mavor, and they've got to do it. They've managed to hit Mise, they've managed to hit Purple Djinn, both of which are baseless. How's that Monkey Lord getting on? Well, it's made it all the way up here, but now there's this bank of T2 point defense, Seraphim point defense, and unfortunately, because of the land, it had to circumnavigate this cliff here to proceed any further into the backfield. And that's going to knock off a lot of HP and ping a big alert noise throughout the base camps of Team 1. What? Beautiful strike. Mavor tearing it up. Ron just slowly but surely losing his production power. This is kind of terrifying though for Team 2.
Strategic launch detected.
Monkey Lord. Oh, that fat boy was nearly there, and it's a nuke out this time from Team 2. It's a close fire support nuke. No, we can handle that Monkey Lord. Is it going after the ships in the bay? No, we can handle the ships in the bay. Is it going up towards the base up here for Mr. Science? Surely. If it's not that, it's some trees that very much upset them in the backfield somewhere. Oh, the Monkey Lord got pretty close up here, although Arond is nowhere to be seen. He's already evac'd his comm somewhere. There he is. He's been on the move since he first discovered that Monkey Lord. Needs to be careful, doesn't want to get hit by one of these shells, and that nuke promptly gets shot down. Anticlimactic. Major air invasion, though. So many ASFs. Strap bombs on the mini-map you can see lurking by that side island. In fact, a whole air wing dispatched by the looks of things specifically to deal with them. Has to fly over all those governors though. It's a lot of flak coming off the ocean. Another group dispatched to tackle them, although smaller in number. And he's going to fly right past the strats. Definite error there. A chance to knock some of them out. The 11 asking someone to pause. Wow, that is some epic pause. Do I really have to sit here and experience their entire pause length? Having their chat. I have the Mavor in my sights. Yes, he does. He is right there with the Monkey Lord, and in fact, Protect's comm is right there. It's right next to the P-Gens as well, and he almost took it out. Almost took out that P-Gen. Oh, but Pigeon caught by the next Monkey Lord right after it. I call him Pigeon. It's not Pigeon, it's Purple Djinn. But the way he died was a bit like a pigeon. They always die to Monkey Lords. But, oh my god, that first one died just a second or two after the Mavor went down. Oh, they're trying to finish the nuke. The nuke is almost done. Will it get a chance to complete? It does. Will he get a chance to fire it? There are Ravagers back here opening up. Yes! They take it out so he gets a chance to launch that nuke. Oh, where's that coming from? There's a fat boy. It's a friendly one.
Strategic
Friendly
launch
firing.
detected.
Now where is it going? Is it going at any of the vessels? It's not really going to help them, I guess. Must be going in up here. So they're safe now from the Mavor. Mize's cheeky little monkey lord up the edge of the map didn't work. Captain Mouse. Will he ever get his base back? Maybe. He might get a chance to build his base. That was the nuke. Close fire support. Another monkey lord. Mr. Science with all these support commanders can build experimentals in no time at all. Past the 1 hour mark now. Team 2 on about 811 mass per tick. 1.1k for Team
detected.
1. Here we go. So nuke dropping short of the main base, looking to take out all of
Strategic
these
launch
SAMs,
detected.
of which there are many. Next one looking to go further in. There's an SMD there with 2 in it, so
Strategic
that one's not
launch
going to
detected.
land. This one might, if it's short enough. Take all of them out. Seem to remember a slightly smaller blast radius, slightly less powerful nukes from the sub-launched ones than the base-launched ones. So this one will get shot down as well, I believe. Yeah, there it goes.
Strategic launch detected.
There's so many subs in here. There's two nukes on that one on that one, 2 on that one. So there's a lot of nuclear
Strategic launch detected.
weaponry now. And I suspect not enough anti-nuke missiles to deal with. There are 3 actually in this silo down here. But if they launch all of them, 1 or 2 of those will sneak through, and then surely that's game. The 11, after an amazing game up here, has just been bottlenecked up with trying to keep, protect, secure, trying to protect down here, and has not been able to fight back offensively.
Strategic launch detected.
And I think that has been the key unraveling point for Team 2. The 11 was their playmaker. Another group of strats up here for Iran. They just want to take out as many of these sands as they
Strategic
can
launch
so they
detected.
can... Oh, that one looked like it was going to loop down and drop. 4 anti-nukes in here now. They just can't break through this anti-nuke defense. Nice with his own reactors up on that side island now. Still producing 1 mass per tick. Would have been sensible to start producing some mass fabs around them or something.
Strategic launch detected. Strategic launch detected.
Out come the nukes. We have more
Strategic
up here.
launch
Really?
detected.
Nope. Nope. Nada. Not a chance.
Strategic
my
launch
God,
detected.
a lot here. Trouble is, yeah, again, coming across from the bay, they're clipping this one over here. So there's another one in there, and there's 4 more in here. This is getting all of the assistance in the world, so that's going to have another one soon. They need to snipe some of these, find a way. If that drops short enough, could that? No. I keep thinking it's on the cards. Okay, that's empty now. One more nuke.
Strategic launch detected.
There it is. That one should land, I think. And that'll take out the nuke launcher. It'll take out a lot of these engineers, one of the anti-nukes. A lot of the point defense that's in there.
Strategic launch detected.
That does land. This next one might actually take out the 11. Didn't do that much damage though.
Strategic launch detected.
Gosh, there just can't be anything more demoralizing. Protect transfers everything over to the 11. The 11 might survive this. Just about. Personal shield gives him a big leg up there. Oh, but there's another nuke inbound. Yeah. He doesn't survive that. So Mr. Science takes out the 11. RIP, sir. You've been instrumental in this so far. So that's all probably going to have to get transferred back over to protect. Should have been less lazy. So he obviously feels that he should have played it differently. Could have made more of an impact. He definitely seemed to fall off the boil, but I just assumed it was because he came back and was just caught up over here. Now we're going for a little bit of teleporting naughtiness. He's not Cyberant, so there's not going to be any microwave laser business going on. He's going to leap up there, though, and try and do something with his commander. He's got T3 on board. Completing nicely in no time at all, because he's got the entirety pretty much of Team 2's economy, or what's left of it, 719. Doubtful he's able to spend it all. You can see that's climbing rapidly towards full mass. Actually start filling Miser's coffers if he wanted to start doing something once he starts feeding over. 95%. And that is complete. Teleporter done. What is the plan? What is the plan, Stan, Mr. Man? He's going somewhere. Oh, and Mice has already teleported up here. He has the microwave laser. He didn't go for a tele-snipe. He teleported up here, got a stealth gen up. Cheeky mofo. And a whole load of TAC missiles. Well, if you're going to go out in style. Where has Protect teleported to? Is he gone yet? He's not gone yet. Did he cancel? No, he's about to go. It's just taking forever. Where is he going? There he goes, right north of the pond, going straight for a stealth field generator. Have they spotted it? He's there. Signature is there. Apologies if you can hear his thudding. My little ones are upstairs. Making a royal nuisance of themselves, no doubt. Check out that governor spam. That is just insane. I think I found today's thumbnail. That makes me really depressed though, because I have to forward the whole replay all the way through again to 1 hour 7 minutes. But he's trying the same sort of thing. He was going for attack missile battery too, but was not stealthy enough. Check on the mini-map. You can see missiles now being launched out of that base from Mize up at the top. Protect, getting some complementary mercies brought in. Looks like he's probably going to make it to the water, but it's not going to save him against the torpedo bombers lurking just over here. And sure enough, they take off and are sent inbound. This will be the end of Protect. And temporarily at least, Mize will have some sort of economy, although not for long, because Monkey Lords are just running riots right now through what's left of Protect's base. Protect getting torpedo bombed from the air. 3,000 hit points. One more pass should do it. He's trying to teleport out, but he's not going to get out of there before their next pass. And their next pass should do it. So Captain Mouse gets to kill someone after what must have been a painful game to play. He goes down. And these attack missile batteries are getting some work done. See some knocked out facilities here and there. Now comes the time where they have to try and find out where this guy is. Where is he lurking? Mr. Science. Mize? You still alive? Well, yeah, he's sniping your stuff in your base. Are you still breathing? Is your economy still breathing? Get so wrapped up in sending kill commands to your experimentals that are rampaging through enemy territory that you forget to check your own
Strategic launch
stuff.
detected.
And nuke out, which is wholly unnecessary. So that Monkey Lord will have got all that's one of his own nukes by the looks of things. So he's going to nuke his own Monkey Lord, which is heading straight to the blast zone. Oh, doesn't quite kill it off. That one's not surrounded by explosive, volatile mass fabs. Little clusters of missiles will do it nicely though. Oh. Storage manages to survive. Nuke your own monkeys. Yep. 8,000 hit points left on that one. 29,000 left on the other. And so it's been discovered. Airships have been brought in. Those Continentals with their whopping 7 DPS or whatever it is. Broadsword's going to follow it up. But Mize is already evac'd and is sitting under the water at the cliffs. And it's going to start working on the Monkey Lord. This is some top-level trolling here from Mize, who says, I'm not ready to go to bed, thank you. I don't have to be at work in the morning. I'm going to keep you all awake. Why not? Not going to get much in the way of increased sim speed. Put it to +4 and it's still running on 0. It's not going to increase. There's too many units on the map. So how's he getting on? Well, it's going to take him a while. He's done 8,000 hit points. But they need to get a massive spy plane operation on trying to locate this comm. Captain Mouse just having fun being able to engage something. He's got his Auroras out to go after these cruisers. Horrible stutter step lag. I think that's just the way of things now at the end of a game of this length.
Strategic launch
1
detected.
hour 11 minutes, and they've just got to find this final
Strategic
guy.
launch detected.
Nukes still being spammed out from the
Strategic launch
subs
detected.
over here. So interesting, only one game ender was even attempted. It did manage to get constructed, of course. Had a little bit of a run, took out some significant sections of the enemy base, but once that was blown out, that was it. The 11 did amazing work up throughout on the cliffs. And look, Captain Mouse. He's got a Cormex and it's up to T3. He's got 3. That's got to feel, well, probably not good, but it's got to feel less bad than if he'd have played for an hour and then died. And then their team lost. That would have sucked more, arguably. How's the Monkey Lord getting along? Well, he's almost half done. He's not going to be able to do much with it unless all 3 of the ACUs from Team 1 suddenly drop in up here and he comes around the edge and takes them out. That would be surprising, though. Still, it's a first time for everything. Captain Mouse is nearby with his comm. Team 1 definitely need to work on their mass spying capabilities. Start pumping out spy planes on that classic zigzag routine. Mr. Science has the idea. Very concerned with the bottom pond, assuming that's where he would have gone to because that's where his last units reside. Love the fact that he is not giving in. He's going to make them work for it. 30,000 hit points out of 45. Thank God this replay hasn't crashed this time. There's still plenty of time for it to crash by the looks of things, though. I really hope it doesn't. I don't want to have to go on a axe-wielding murder spree. Only because that sounds like such a busy afternoon. Ron just doesn't seem interested. Well, actually, he's pumped out a lot down here, but needs to get the intel gathering going. 1 hour, 13 minutes.
Strategic launch detected.
Speed it up a little. Perhaps they could just cover every square inch of ocean with nuclear missiles. They seem to think that this could potentially be him. That's been pinged once or twice.
Strategic launch detected.
The ocean going to shield that support commander? He's out of the blast range anyway. Least effective way to discover a comm ever. Team 1 rapidly undoing all of their credibility that they've gained for some excellent play throughout the game by their inability to discover the last comm who's sitting under the water on their very doorstep. Monkey Lord is gonna complete. Now is Mai's gonna get ready to teleport again. The trouble is it takes a lot of energy to teleport. And for the time being, he has a lot of energy, but it's not going to be too long before his last base is going to be wiped out. And when that happens, when he loses these 4 generators, every teleport is going to cost him a proverbial cybernetic arm and leg. Now, this will be a giveaway, but not straight away, of course, because the Monkey Lord requires Omni to see it. It is stealth.
Strategic launch detected.
Amazed they haven't managed to sneak a nuke in over here yet. I don't know why they haven't. They know he's got a teleporter on board. They know he's going to be harder to pin down while he has power. But at least Mize is going to wreck everything up here. Now, if this doesn't scream immediately that Mize is in the top pond, I just don't know what will. Players all conspicuous in their silence about the Monkey Lord that's turned up. Mr. Science, how? Support commanders hurriedly start working on Ravagers. Surely, have they found him now? And he is. He's bugged out. Where's he gone now? Where has he gone now? I can't even see. What? You're not there. He's not there. Why is? What do you mean? Why are you? Even the computer. There he is. So he's got. This is just top level trolling. He's now on the side island over here. He's got the microwave laser, so he'll be able to tidy everything up over here. But all they have to do is nuke this island, and then that's it. No more jumpy. The Monkey Lord eventually died over here, but not before taking out quite a lot of stuff. That bank of Ravagers did actually die in the end, along with all of the engineers sort of around it. The support commanders down here seem relatively unscathed, but did some damage. Kudos. And here he goes again. He is teleporting somewhere else. This is an absolute joke. Come on, Team 1, you can do it. Finish the game.
Strategic launch detected.
It's ridiculous. And there he goes. It's popped up over here. This is amazing, but he's very visible now. Support commanders sent in to intercept. There must be bombers, gunships ready to go. There's a lot of Notha fighter bombers kicking about from around. It's mostly torpedo bombers on the field because they're expecting him to be hiding under the water. Here we go. Of course, that microwave laser is going to be a lot better cutting through those commander chassis than the standard support commander weapons. 2 down, 2 to go. Mize on about half health, 10,000 hit points. He's going to snag another pretty comfortably. And that last one, nowhere close to finishing him off. But in come gunships now from Mr. Science. He's got 4 ASFs nearby, which I'm sure he'll send in. The obligatory LOL goes out. And finally, at 1 hour, more or less 18 minutes, Team 1 managed to bring the game to a conclusion. But that was top-level trolling from Mize. That really was. If I had more time today, guys, I would do an anti-spoiler at the end, and I would have a little game on FAF. Unfortunately, I can't do it today. It's a Sunday, and I've got to get a roast on for my kids. They're going to be starving. And well, you can thank Mize for no anti-spoiler today. It's his fault for being a massive troll. Because that was about 10 minutes of taking the mick, quite literally. But solid play, great game. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. Well played, everybody, in that one. MVP, it's a tough one to give it. Protect was doing great work in the skies early on, but fell off the boil later. 3-11, I think, was the most consistently awesome. But thanks to solid team play from Team 1, he was forced back. And yeah, so I'm going to give MVP to him. Congratulations, Team 1. And guys, if you feel like more SOPCON goodness, if that hasn't wet your whistle sufficiently, that isn't a euphemism for something more horrible. I don't think. Answer in the comment section if you know. But yeah, if you want more goodness, then sign up for $1, a single dollar to the Patreon. There was a new cast that got put up there yesterday, and there's 2 more that were already on there from the previous weeks. So go check it out. $1 a month. Think of what you spend more than $1 on. It's like what? It's a can of soda, as you guys. Oh, that was horrible. You guys over in the States would say. I'm sure I just butchered the American accent. Apologies for that. But until next time, guys, stay well and stay safe. This is Guile signing out.